Yeah, not the easiest birth of a new car. I think the last test was it was okay. The last day we had a problem with the car at the rear that we didn't realise until we got the car back to the factory, so it was a little bit frustrating. And here, yesterday afternoon, we did some good runs, good long runs, which was positive and a good feeling with the car, but I just haven't had enough time in the car because we've had issues with reliability, so it's been very, very tricky. But hopefully we sort that out now and we can have a good afternoon doing some different sort of fuel loads and doing some setup work.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about, what is the programme for the day, because the guests have been down in front of the garage, they see you in and out of the car, it's difficult to see what's ahead of today.
This morning we did some logging tests, aero tests, just to see that the car is working as we expect, aerodynamic tests, and it's just basically out the pits, past the pits, and back in again, so no timed laps. And just as we started our first timed run, we had a problem with the rear of the car. So it took a long time to change that, it took us a couple of hours, so we didn't really get out again until sort of 10 minutes before lunch. So we got to run in and everything's running smoothly now, so hopefully when we get back out there in about 5-10 minutes we'll get some good running done.
So driving a Formula 1 car for pretty much everybody in this room would be very difficult. You use a lot of muscles that you don't use really in other sports, your forearms, your triceps, your neck, also the constant vibrations in the car during a race. You're using lots of lactic acid. I mean, how do you prepare or train for those sort of conditions?
It's, well, I do a lot of training because I actually enjoy fitness. I didn't a few years ago, but now I've got another hobby that I enjoy doing away from the circuit, which is triathlons, which has really helped my fitness in Formula 1. So I do a lot of swimming, biking and running, but also we do stuff in the gym, so core training, also neck work, which is, neck is very difficult to train because it's very difficult finding a certain bit of equipment in a gym for your neck, so we do stuff, I do stuff with my physio, pulling against my neck, and also there's a thing at the factory that we use for neck training. We've sat in the car, weighted steering wheel, and also weights on your helmet, so it's very useful. So yeah, we do a lot of fitness, and lactic acid is a big issue for us because these things rev to 18,000 revs, and when you have that many revs you can build a lot of lactic acid, especially when you're pulling 4 or 5G in a corner. So for me, cycling is great, and cycling where I live, the roads are pretty bumpy, so it's perfect training for testing.
So you mentioned that fitness and training is one hobby. I've been told that you're also like a really keen cook, a bit of a perfectionist. You do a really good bolognese, is that right?
Wow, I don't know where you got that from. I'm not sure about keen cook, but I do cook now and again. I've just moved to a little island called Guernsey, which is in the Channel Islands, south of the UK, just north of France. And I've just moved into a new house, got a games room and a cinema, and I invited a couple of my friends over just to sort of christen the place. And we decided that we were going to have a spaghetti bolognese competition, and who could do the best spaghetti bolognese, and we won by an absolute mile. So yeah, I'm pretty damn good actually at making spaghetti bolognese. But my freezer is full because I never get time to cook, so when I get home it's ready.
Excellent. And the winter period, people think about the season and the winter period is such a long time. In reality, it's just part of November, December and January. You don't really want to talk about your personal time. Just give us a sense of what you've been doing over that period.
Okay. Does that not contradict what you just said? I've been in Australia and also Hawaii, and it has been amazing. Obviously, it's difficult not to have an amazing time. But I was in Perth before Christmas. I was there doing a triathlon. It was my girlfriend's first triathlon as well, so it was a lot of fun. Down in Rockingham, and Christmas in the UK with my family, which is always interesting. We're quite a big family, and Christmas is quite a busy time with the kids, but it was good fun. And then I headed to Hawaii for 2 weeks. Went to Oahu for 5 days, and then the Big Island Kona for 9 days, and just the best place in the world for fitness training and just getting away. And the great thing there is nobody has a clue about Formula 1, so it's very, very peaceful.
Excellent. And obviously Spain's a bit of a home from home. You've been testing here for years and years, and obviously we're here for the race as well. What other races or countries are you really looking forward to going to this year?
I mean, there are quite a few races. I mean, that I enjoy. There aren't really any circuits that I don't like to race on. A few countries that be a bit wary about going back to. I'm not going to name any from last year, but there are many places I enjoy. The 3 M's are always fun for me. You know, Montreal, Melbourne, Monaco. But here, there's always a great atmosphere. Obviously, you've got your home drivers. And it's amazing to see so many spectators here on a test day. I mean, you just would not get this anywhere else in the world. So it's amazing to see there's so much support here. So yeah, there are many Grand Prix that are a lot of fun, and we're very lucky to go to different countries and experience different cultures. We also have India this year, so that should be a new experience, something I'm really looking forward to.
Well, we can talk to you all afternoon, Jenson, but we'll get into trouble. You've got to be back in the car for 2 o'clock. Thanks for taking the time to come up to the suites, and we'll all be supporting you throughout the season, so thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.